This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us. What happened to all of our classic heroes? It's an excellent question. The aspirational heroes of the past have lately been replaced with hollow, selfish, and petty self-insert characters by modern writers. Sadly, what we are witnessing is the death of the hero. These days, many of Hollywood's top writers, actors, and directors say they've always seen themselves more in the villains than heroes. So is it any wonder that our heroes are now behaving like villains? Heroes don't need to be perfect. They're meant to have flaws because they are a reflection of us. But in classic stories, when heroes made mistakes, they learned their lesson and become a better person as a result. Now, heroes face little to no consequences for their selfish actions. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke has a failure at the cave on Dagobah. He brings his anger and his weapons with him, and what he sees is a vision of Vader, and a warning that if he doesn't change his ways, he will become what he hates. He makes a very rash and selfish decision to face Vader before he's ready to try and rescue his friends. He loses his hand and is soundly defeated, and has to grow and learn from his mistakes. In The Last Jedi, however, Rey goes straight to the darkness, searching for answers to who her parents are. Luke even says she went there without hesitation. Now, does she ever face any consequences for this? No. The only real consequence is that she's a little disappointed because she didn't get the answer she was hoping for. In the latest Ninja Turtles film that just released in theaters a while back, we are introduced to our heroes robbing a store. Think about that for a moment. In the 1990s Ninja Turtles film, however, ironically enough, the film opens with April O'Neil reporting on how Shredder's Ninja Foot Gang are robbing stores. So in the latest iteration of the Ninja Turtles, rather than being heroes in a half-shell, we are introduced to our heroes, quote-unquote, behaving like the ninja thieves they beat up in the original film. Back to the subject of Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker's greed, his selfishness, his moral failings are the cornerstone of the prequel trilogy. He acts selfishly because he wants to save his wife, and plunges the galaxy into turmoil and war. It's how he fell to the dark side. In the Ahsoka series, however, Sabine acts selfishly, plunging the galaxy into turmoil and war to try and get what she wants, and she never faces any consequences for it. In fact, we're meant to support her in her decision, because she had her reasons. And what baffles me is this was written by Dave Filoni, a man who worked hand in hand with George Lucas on the character of Anakin Skywalker, no less, in the Clone Wars cartoon series, so he should know better than to write this kind of thematic material. But these days, we don't write heroes that are virtuous and self-sacrificing. Heroes that do the right thing, no matter how difficult the situation becomes. Heroes don't grow beyond their mistakes. Heroes never make mistakes. Because there's always a good reason for what they did. They always had good intentions. But we all know where good intentions lead, don't we? Gone are the days of true blue heroes like Christopher Reeves Superman or Sam Raimi's Spiderman, who taught important lessons about responsibility and forgiveness. Optimistic heroes like Luke Skywalker, who overcame his adversity and his failings, and redeemed the seemingly irredeemable, seeing the good in his father when no one else could. Because that's the lesson of the original Star Wars. It's aspirational, but it is also a warning. The warning is that we all have the potential to fall and become Darth Vader, but we also have the potential to become Luke Skywalker and lift others up around us, to see the best in people, and to help them become who they were born to be. It also teaches us that if we have fallen, we don't have to stay in darkness. We can turn to the light, but we have to choose to do so. It's about accountability. The character of Captain Jean Luc Picard in Star Trek The Next Generation taught many important lessons about accountability, morality, and upholding truth. Frodo Baggins themes from Lord of the Rings exemplify self-sacrifice, doing what is necessary while facing insurmountable odds to defend his home and the ones he loves. But in most modern stories, there's no sense of responsibility, no honor, no true personal growth. And I've also noticed a trend where writers can't seem to write differing perspectives. Everyone has to share their personal worldview, and as a result, all of the characters feel bland and homogeneous. The writing is stale and preachy, while simultaneously bereft of any virtue worth preaching. Classic stories matter because they inspire young audiences to better themselves, rather than excuse bad behavior because you don't know what they've been through. Now, no one is perfect. We all have our own personal struggles and darkness to overcome. But if all we can identify with culturally is a bitter, hateful, and selfish protagonist, that's a very real problem. Classic Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, and comic book heroes like Superman and Spiderman used to inspire us to do the right thing, to be the best version of ourselves. And I think modern audiences are craving this type of storytelling, because in dark times, people need heroes, even fictional ones. This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on Twitter, @Vader Reviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.